Welcome to a discussion today of the liquid filtration world markets. This covers both the macro filtration and the media. So it's pieces of equipment like belt presses and gravity media filters, filter presses. And in fact, we'll show you all the different pieces of equipment for which we have forecasts. We've clicked on forecasts in the upper part of the report. Now, this is part of a website which is continually updated, and there's information being added to it continuously. The networking directories and things are actually updated daily. But here's a forecast of this $6.5 billion market, of which wastewater is certainly a good portion, about one billion out of the 6 billion. But mining and other areas are also quite large. And there are nearly 50,000 forecasts, and they are by industry and by subject. And so here, automatic backwash filters, such as made by companies like Amiad and Eaton, bag filters, belt filter presses, drum and disc filters, the plate and chamber and recessed filter presses, granular media filters, sand and other media, and leaf, tubular and belt filters. So these don't include cartridges, which are in another one of our reports, or cross-flow membranes, which are still in another one of the reports. But you can go in on a very granular basis too. You can go in by any country. And so if we go backwards here, you can pick a particular industry, such as the mining industry, and you can predict belt filter presses, and you can select a country such as Chile and get the forecast just for that. So we break it down as small as $3 or $4 million segments out of a multi-billion-dollar industry. So all these are available and more. The forecasting not only gives you the revenue numbers forecasting, but also gives you some very interesting background data. For instance, you can calculate for any country, or you can see for any country of the world, and let's just pick a country such as China. The click by subject here. This would be the primary capacity in millions of gallons a day, and you can see the progression of about 1,000 MGD more as you move from 2015 to 2016. Secondary capacity is going up by about the same rate. So that's equivalent of 1,000 MGD of either belt filter presses or centrifuges that would be added to the capacity in China, in addition to the replacements. And the secondary capacity is up to about 2/3 of what it would be in the U.S. So the networking directory is another valuable tool, and that allows you to go in and click on the individual companies and to see contacts at each company. So we have several thousand companies which are covered in this. The other, I think, useful tool is we do have a lot of good data about all these filters. So you can go in and look at explanations of how all these different filters work, and there are quite a few of variations on the generic filter press, leaf filter designs and things that are all explained in the report. We get into pricing and all sorts of different things. Here, as you go down the left-hand side, you see a lot of this type of information. We get into generic data on all the metalworking industries and all the emissions that they have. Here we are in the mining industry, and here's an industry analysis. You can do instant forecasts, plant databases to search, all the facilities alphabetically in Europe, for instance, would be here. But a very interesting additional forecast we have is we forecast the mining for each type of mine, of ore mined for every country of the world, and a lot of this type of equipment is used in the mining industry. So here, for instance, is our copper forecast. And even though we just give you mining numbers, and you want to segment just copper mining, belt presses, etc., our forecast by production increases in every country are going to be very helpful in achieving that. So we also have updates regularly in all these different subcategories. So as a subscriber, you're getting updates in all the different industry segments of the report. I'd like to thank you for taking the time today to learn a little bit more about the liquid filtration report, and we welcome any questions that you might have. Thank you.